Welcome back to the Kimi KATO show with Jeremiah. We went out with Boundaries by Lena and came back with Bad Day Stripped Down by Daniel Powter. Our guest today is Nico the Owl, an award-winning music producer, songwriter. You can find out more about his exciting works on his website and socials, Nico the Owl. Hey Nico, thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for
I,
asking. This is
I
great.
Thank you. I remember Bad Day becoming a massive global hit. The song, I think, yeah, peaked #1 in 2006 on the Billboard
Oh
chart.
yeah, I am.
And then,
Fun.
it's one of Daniel Powter's signature song. But how did
Yeah.
you get to work with Daniel?
So I met Daniel a few years ago through my friend Mayu Wakisaka, a songwriter from Japan, and then she brought us together. Actually, funny story. If I can backtrack a little bit, actually, I'm lying. I didn't meet him a few years ago. I met him right before he released Bad Day because
Mm.
EMI Japan reached out to me and they said, "Hey, we have a demo from
Oh my
this
goodness.
artist called Daniel Powter, and I want you to listen to it and do an acoustic version for it as a cover." So that's what happened.
Wow.
And then the song blew up. You know, we never got to release an acoustic version. Okay.
Which you did with Daniel.
Yes, exactly. But I did with Daniel, and then finally we released it. So
Wow.
that's the story. But then we got back in touch through my friend Mayu
Yeah.
from Japan. And then we did a project together in Japan with
Nice.
Daniel and Ayaka, and that's it, you know. Yeah.
So talking about Japan. So after Berklee, you were in the United States. Your dream was to start your career and be successful in the United States, even
Yeah.
meet Michael Jackson.
Exactly. Exactly.
What then got you to Japan?
So while at Berklee, I met this while at Berklee, I got a call from a Japanese management company that heard my work that I did with an artist in New York. And then they said, "Hey, there's an artist of us at Berklee. She's a great singer-songwriter. Can you like do a demo with her?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, no problem. Just have fun and just do a demo." So I met Aika. Her name is Aika. And then we did a version of Imagine by the Beatles, acoustic, like a jazz kind of vibey cover of Imagine. And then 2 original songs. And then she took the demo and she went back to Japan. And EMI Records signed her right away. Like, there was no, like, they heard the demo and they were like, "Whoa, who did this?" I'm like, "Hey," so she called me, she came back and we did a full album. And then the album actually went in the charts, it went crazy. And then they asked her to tour. So she asked me, she's like, "Hey, could you come with me on tour and be my music director since you produced the album?" And then that's when I went to Japan for the first time. Yeah.
Amazing. And now, who is Aika?
Now Aika is my wife.
Yes, your lovely wife.
My lovely
Wow.
wife. You know, is that
What an amazing story.
exactly artist, producer, falling in love in the studio, getting separated for like a year, and then coming back together and getting married. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's amazing. I'm living the dream, man. I'm living the dream. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
while you were in Japan, so I remember Aika was an artist signed to M.I.A, and then you got to work with her sister as well.
Yeah. So what happened? I was writing with Ike. I was writing along with Ike. And then we wrote a song called Path of Independence. And then Ike had a rehearsal, and then her sister was there. And then we played the song. We were just rehearsing the song. Everybody was like, "Wait a second, what is this song? We want this song." Ayaka's management was like, "We need this song. We want this song for Ayaka." I mean, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, I mean, chill, like let's try it." You know what I mean? And then that night, we actually had a show all together, Aika, Ayaka, and their dad. And then Ayaka was like, "I actually want to perform this song on stage tonight." And I was like, okay, let's play it. So we rehearsed it a little bit and then we played it. And on the mic, she said, this is my new single. It's coming out soon.
And you didn't even know.
We didn't even know. And her A&R's freaked out, and the record label freaked out, like, when did we discuss this? Or what, you know? But we played the song and people loved it. And then we recorded the song, we released the song, and it sold 1 million.
Amazing.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that was a huge success. So that was the beginning of my collaboration with Ayaka.
Was that your first million seller?
Yes, my very first one.
Congratulations. What an amazing story.
Thanks.
So I met you through Ayaka. Well, actually through a project that I was working on with Andrew Lloyd Webber, which was the Phantom of the Opera 2, the soundtrack. Yep. And we were looking, I was at university, I was looking for a Japanese singer that could sing one of the songs. And I reached out to Ayaka, and she wanted to do it. So I went to her studio, and there you were.
There you go. And that was a friendship. It's like, as soon as we met, remember, it's like
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Why did you guys bond that quickly, that friendship wise? What was the spark there?
We were like outside the studio, right? And then Kimi was like, yeah, we just started talking, and then I was like, whoa, Kimi's such a cool dude. You know, and he has such an established position in the label, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, but he's such a relaxed and chill dude. Like, we're having full-blown conversations about everything. And then that was it. It was the beginning of this long-lasting friendship. We're practically family, you know? Yeah.
Definitely.
Exactly.
And then she got, Ayaka got to go to the UK, to London.
Yeah.
For the premiere of the Phantom of the Opera 2, got to meet Andrew Lloyd Webber as well.
Exactly.
I thought, it was amazing. And anyways, through that, you working with Ayaka as well, you've had so many success through working with her.
We've done like more than 10 albums together.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was also the music director of her tour.
Mm-hmm.
So we're touring together and recording together. So we had a great thing happening, you know. Yeah.
With the entire family, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. With Ayaka.
Ayaka, and their dad was also a musician, right?
Yes, great sax player. And then I started working with him too, producing his instrumental records and stuff like that. So it was a great, unfortunately their dad passed away 2 years ago, but you know, the sisters are still at it and they're still going, and you know, it's great. We still record, we still produce, we still, you know, it's awesome.
How long did you end up living in Japan?
Oh, good question. 8 years. So what we were doing is 8 months a year I was in Japan, and then 4 months in LA. That was my schedule, because we're recording and then touring, and then on the break I was coming back producing artists here. But I had to change it up a little bit, because the whole goal was to grow here too. You know. And I mean, I could share the story why Nico the Owl also, but
yes, please.
So I was known for my Japanese productions. That's what I was known for, which is great, and it's amazing. I mean, and I was coming in the United States for those 4 months, but people were like, oh, he's the J-pop guy, you know, let's go over with the J-pop guy or whatever, you know. So I couldn't get in the rooms of the hip-hop, the urban music, the R&B, or you know what I'm saying.
And you love hip-hop.
Oh my God, that's how my story started back in Boston. We can talk about that too after. So then I was known as Nicolas Farmakalidis, the J-pop producer. Okay. So I was like, okay, I need to figure this out. I need to make a change. Okay. So if I may share why the owl. It's a very spiritual story, but it's very inspiring to me because when I was in the army and I couldn't, I mean, we were at war all the time over there. It's like you're 18 years old, you're holding a gun, and then you're ready. Like you don't know what's going to happen, right? And I was like, man, I need to get out. I need to go do music. I need peace. I need, So I prayed one night. I was like, God, you gotta get me out of here. You have to get me out of here. Okay. And I started hearing like a woman singing. Now imagine in the middle of a forest, like nothing's going on. It's all pitch dark, right? I'm hearing a voice and I'm telling myself, here we go. I'm going nuts. They're gonna lock me out in the hospital. Like I'm going crazy. But then I'm like, but no, I'm not going crazy. I'm actually hearing this singing. So I look up in the tree and it's a big owl sitting on the tree. So the owl flew on top of my head and left. And that night, I couldn't breathe. I got some strange thing on my skin or whatever. And they put me in the hospital. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. And they gave me my exit from the army. And then I left back to the United States. So going back to the J-pop thing, Nicolas Farmakalidis, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to change my name. Totally erase it from everywhere. So I'm going to be called Nico the Owl. Nobody knows who I am. I'm going to start reaching out to songwriters and producers and whatever to collaborate. And that's what happened. And actually, my very first gig was with Cher Lloyd as soon as I changed my production name. And the song was massive. And, so I was like, okay, doing the right thing here, man,
So
That's very
ultimately,
cool.
you have two lives. You could go back to Japan and be Nicolas Farmakalidis.
Exactly.
And then nobody would know. I mean, yes, they may know that you as Nico. No, they probably wouldn't know you as Nico the Owl. They know you as Nicolas. And then you come here. Nobody knows you as Nicolas Farmakalidis, but they know you as Nico the Owl.
Exactly.
Two lives, two
That's
producers.
it.
I mean, not many people do this, right? You don't have two names and two names both being successful in their own world. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So I had to play the game, man. I had to play the game. So as I said, it's a dream and you have to go for it. So yeah.
Okay, we are going to take a quick break. We are going to go out with Aika's Daddy. You're listening to the Kimi KATO Show. Don't go away.